You are looking at Mars, a planet with no rain, no rivers, no life. The soil here is not like Earth's soil. It is dry, it is red, it is full of chemicals that kill plants. Nothing has grown on this surface for over 1,000 years, maybe longer. Scientists said it was impossible. They said no fruit could ever survive here. The temperature drops to -60 degrees at night. The air has almost no oxygen. The radiation from the sun hits everything. And yet, look at what you are about to see. A tomato, grown right here on the red planet, in alien soil, under a pink Martian sky. It is not small. It is not struggling. It is enormous. It is red. It is alive. And the farmers who grew it, they are already preparing the next harvest. This is not a science lab. This is not a simulation. This happened on Mars, and we filmed every single day. Go back with us now, back to the very beginning, back to a piece of land that looked completely dead. This is how they did it. Before anything can grow, the soil must be ready. Martian soil is poisonous to most plants. It contains something called perchlorates, a chemical that stops seeds from sprouting, that stops roots from forming, that kills growth before it even begins. So the farmers could not use what was already here. They had to bring their own. This is called the black soil mix. It took 3 months to prepare. It is made from composted organic matter, volcanic mineral powder, and a special bacterial culture that breaks down toxins in the ground. It looks simple, dark, almost wet, but inside that black soil is everything a tomato seed needs to survive on a planet that was never meant for farming. The farmers fill each trench slowly. They do not rush. Every centimeter of black soil is packed carefully by hand. Too loose, and the roots will not hold. Too tight, and the water will not reach them. Then come the pipes, black drip irrigation pipes, thin, flexible, laid in perfect lines along the top of every row. These pipes carry water from the underground Martian ice reserve. The ice is melted, filtered, and delivered drop by drop directly to the base of each plant. Not too much, not too little. On Mars, water is not wasted, not a single drop. When the pipes are in place and the soil is packed, the field looks almost ordinary, almost like something you would see on Earth. But nothing about this is ordinary. This is the most carefully prepared piece of farmland in the entire solar system. The soil is ready. The pipes are in place. Now comes the moment everything has been building toward: the planting. These are not ordinary tomato seeds. They were developed over 11 years by a small team of agricultural scientists, modified to survive extreme cold, modified to grow in low oxygen, modified to handle radiation levels that would destroy a normal plant within days. They look like any other seed, small, pale, almost fragile. But inside each one is something extraordinary, a genetic instruction that says, grow, no matter what. The glossy skeleton farmers do not rush this part. Each seed is placed by hand, one at a time, pressed exactly 3 centimeters into the black soil, not deeper, not shallower. 3 centimeters is where the moisture from the drip pipes sits. 3 centimeters is where the warmth from the soil heating cables reaches. 3 centimeters is the difference between life and nothing. After each seed is placed, the farmer covers it gently, presses the black soil closed with 2 fingers, smooth, careful, like tucking something in for a very long sleep. There are 412 seeds planted today. 412 chances for something impossible to happen. The farmers work in silence. The Martian wind moves slowly across the field. The pink sky above them holds no clouds. No rain will ever come here naturally. Everything this crop needs will come from the farmers themselves. When the last seed is pressed into the black soil, one of the farmers stands up slowly, looks across the field. 412 small covered holes in perfect rows. From up above, it looks like nothing at all. But underneath that dark soil, something is already beginning. Now comes the hardest part. Waiting. The seeds are in the ground, the pipes are running, the soil is holding everything they need. But nothing happens overnight on Mars. The first 3 days, nothing. The soil surface looks exactly the same. Flat, dark, still. The farmers check the moisture levels every morning. They check the soil temperature every evening. They adjust the drip flow by tiny amounts, a fraction of a milliliter more here, a fraction less there. On day 4, something changes. One of the farmers kneels down close to the soil surface and sees it, a tiny crack, right along the center of one planting hole. The black soil is shifted just slightly, just enough. Something is pushing up from underneath. By day 6, the first sprout breaks through. A single pale green stem, no thicker than a matchstick, reaching upward into the thin Martian air. It should not exist here. The temperature last night dropped to -40. The radiation index was at its highest reading of the week. The atmosphere outside the grow zone has almost no breathable air. And yet, here it is. One tiny green stem on Mars, alive. The farmer who spots it does not celebrate loudly. There's no jumping, no shouting. He simply stops, crouches down, and looks at it for a very long time. Because he knows what this means. It worked. The soil worked. The seeds worked. 11 years of science and preparation, all of it, worked. And this is only the beginning. By day 14, every single row has sprouted. Green is spreading slowly across the dark black soil. Thin vines begin reaching outward across the orange-red Martian surface. Something is growing on the red planet. Something that was never supposed to grow here. And it is not stopping. Something has changed on the red planet. It is quiet, but it is undeniable. The vines are moving. Not fast, not dramatically, but every single morning when the farmers walk out to the field, the green has spread a little further, a few more centimeters across the dark black soil, a few more tendrils reaching outward across the orange-red Martian surface. It is slow, it is steady, and it does not stop. By day 18, the first true leaves appear. Broad, flat, deep green. Nothing like the pale, fragile sprouts from 2 weeks ago. These leaves are strong. They catch the dim Martian sunlight and hold it. They are doing exactly what they were designed to do, making energy out of almost nothing. The temperature is still brutal at night. The farmers do not sleep much during this phase. Someone is always checking the drip lines. Someone is always monitoring the soil temperature cables buried 30 centimeters underground. 1 degree too cold, and the root system stalls. 1 degree is everything on Mars. By day 23, the vines begin climbing. The farmers installed thin bamboo support stakes along each row on day 1. They planned for this moment. The vines find the stakes without being guided. They wrap around them slowly, naturally, as if they have always known how to grow here. By day 28, the field looks completely different. Gone is the flat, dark soil with small, scattered sprouts. Now there is a wall of green, dense, layered, alive. Vines crossing over vines, leaves overlapping leaves. The black drip pipes are barely visible underneath the green canopy spreading across the Martian surface. The farmers stand at the edge of the field and look at it. One of them reaches out and touches a vine, runs a gloved finger slowly along its length. It is firm. It is healthy. It is real. On Mars. Nobody expected the flowers this soon. The scientists back on Earth had calculated day 35 at the earliest. Some said day 40. One researcher said it might never happen at all. It happened on day 31. One of the farmers was doing the morning check, walking slowly down the rows, checking the drip lines, checking the vine tension on the bamboo stakes. And then he stopped. There, between two broad green leaves, was a small yellow flower. Tiny, delicate, 4 petals, pale yellow with a darker yellow center. A tomato flower. On Mars. He did not move for a long time. Then he called the others. They came quickly, all 3 of them crouching around this one small flower on the red planet. Nobody spoke. Nobody needed to. A flower means one thing. Fruit is coming. The flower does not last long. On Earth, a tomato flower opens and is pollinated within days by bees, by wind, by insects. On Mars, there are no bees. There is no natural pollination, so the farmers do it themselves. Each morning, one farmer walks the entire row with a small, soft brush. The brush is no bigger than a finger. They move from flower to flower, and there are now dozens of them, touching each one gently, transferring pollen from flower to flower by hand. It takes 2 hours every morning. They do not skip a single flower. By day 35, the first flowers begin to close. The petals fold inward slowly, and where the flower was, a tiny green node appears, no bigger than a pea. But that tiny green node is everything. That is the beginning of the tomato. That is the moment the red planet started feeding something back. Day 52. This is the day everything was for. The tomatoes have been growing for 3 weeks since the first green nodes appeared. Every morning the farmers checked them. Every evening they measured them. The green nodes swelled slowly, day by day, centimeter by centimeter. Then the color started changing. First a pale yellow-green, then a deeper orange, then, almost overnight, a deep, rich, unmistakable red. The red planet grew something red, and it is enormous. The largest tomato on the vine measures 31 centimeters across, bigger than any tomato grown on Earth under normal conditions. The Martian growing cycle, the extended cold nights, the precise drip irrigation, the hand pollination, produced something nobody predicted. Not just survival, abundance. The farmers do not rush the harvest. They wait one more day after the color is perfect. They have learned that patience is the difference between good and extraordinary. On harvest morning, the first farmer walks to the vine slowly. The giant red tomato hangs heavy on the green stem. It pulls the vine downward slightly under its own weight. The farmer places both gloved hands around the tomato. It is warm from the Martian sun. Even here, even on this cold, dead planet, the sun warmed it. A clean cut, a single motion. The tomato separates from the vine. The farmer holds it up, against the dusty pink Martian sky, against the orange-red terrain stretching to the horizon, against everything that said this was impossible. The other farmers gather around. Nobody speaks for a long moment. Then the farmer sets the giant red tomato down on the dark black Martian soil, draws a small blade, and cuts it open. The inside is deep red, almost crimson, juicy, full, real. Seeds visible in perfect chambers inside the fruit. On Mars. They grew it on Mars. The red planet gave something back after 1,000 years of nothing, after every scientist said it could not be done. It is done, and there will be more.